The Grumpy Billionaire's Obsession. An Opposites Attract One-Night Stand Romance. By Kandi Kiss. Chapter 1. WWJFD? Jasmine. 6 fucking months together, and he ended it like he was unsubscribing from a pesky newsletter. What a waste of time. I stare at the untouched glass of champagne in front of me, bubbles rising like little liars, promising celebration when all I want is to disappear into the soft velvet seat. Across the table, my best friend, Harper, sips her drink like this is just another Friday night, not the emotional funeral of the only relationship I've ever had. A whopping 6 months of forgettable foreplay and false hope. He left before he ever really had me. Too dull, I echo blankly, my voice sounding far away. Too safe. Too damn vanilla. Don't forget predictable, Harper adds, like she's reading off a crime report. The bastard basically told you to step aside so he could go fuck a fire eater. I almost laugh. But the sound lodges in my throat like a boulder. Tyler, my boyfriend since senior year of college, dumped me over French toast and flat coffee this morning. No tears, no fuss, no regret. Just a polite, devastating sentence. You're not exciting enough for me. I want to scream. I want to cry. I want to do something completely unhinged, like key his leased Audi and blame it on my zodiac sign. Instead, I sit here, shoulders curled inward, clutching my champagne flute like a lifeline, in a ridiculously expensive lounge filled with people who look like they wake up airbrushed, spend weekends yachting with trust funds, and have never once been called predictable, not even ironically. You know what your problem is, Harper says, her voice slicing through the haze. You've forgotten who the hell you are. I'm Jasmine Bennett, I mutter. Kindergarten teacher. Likes oat milk lattes and 1980s sitcoms. She raises one perfectly sculpted brow. No. You're Jazz Feroz. My eyes flick to her, startled. Jesus Christ, Harps, don't say that so loud. I'll stand on this table and bellow it if I damn well want to, she says sharply. Jasmine Bennett may cry over men with cotton candy for brains, but Jazz Feroz? She writes men who beg, who fall to their knees, who roll on their bellies for a flicker of her attention. A reluctant smile tugs at my lips. I want to protest, but she's not wrong. Jazz Feroz is my secret. My double life. By day, I teach kids how to share and tie their shoes. By night, I write stories that make nuns blush, bold, unapologetic heroines who leave scorch marks on billionaire pirates and emotionally constipated CEOs begging for mercy. You created Jazz, Harper continues, eyes gleaming. So as far as I'm concerned, you are her. I shake my head. No, Harp, I'm not. Jazz is dauntless, provocative, an alter ego that embodies everything I'm not. Everything I'm afraid to be. Well, she leans in on her elbows, her blue eyes glinting with the same mischief that once convinced me it was a good idea to go streaking through my college dorm. Maybe it's time you become her. I scoff. Just because you managed to stuff me into this suffocating bandage masquerading as a dress doesn't mean I'm embracing my non-existent inner bombshell. I'm already preoccupied with trying to fucking breathe. Oh please, Harper leans back, rolling her eyes. You look hot, and you know it. She's right. I do look hot. I showed up at her apartment this evening in oversized sweats, hoping for ice cream and a proper sobfest where I could ugly cry into a pillow while watching sad romance movies. Instead, Harper shoved me into a sparkly black number I'm pretty sure was made for a very stylish tween. It clings to my generous curves like it has abandonment issues, and I'm convinced that if I inhale too deeply, it'll split at the seams. She teased my red hair into soft curls that spill over my shoulders like stylish lava. And after 2 hours in her makeup chair, complete with contouring, 3 false lash casualties, and a near-blinding experience with her eyeliner, she stepped aside to reveal a smoky-eyed version of me I barely recognized. I look like the kind of woman who doesn't get dumped, she does the dumping. So I might not be Jazz Feroz. But I sure as hell look like her tonight. Come on, Jasmine, Harper says, her voice dropping low, carrying with it a daring quality. WWJFD? My eyes widen. No. She smirks, nodding slowly. No. WWJFD, what would Jazz Feroz do, was something Harper came up with when we were 15. Back then, all I wrote were risque stories about Jazz Feroz. It wasn't until we moved to New York together that Jazz became my pen name, not the star of my wild fantasies. In the stories, Jazz seduced a vampire prince on the steps of the Vatican mid-battle, left him love-drunk and bleeding poetry, crashed a royal wedding by sauntering in during the vows and purring, he left his tie at my place and I believe that's my thong, not a pocket square, and bluffed her way through a high-stakes poker game with a Russian billionaire using nothing but a sultry stare and a half-unbuttoned blouse. Safe to say, my tastes at 15 were questionable. choosing to apply to NYU, leaving Stillwater, Minnesota, where the most exciting thing that ever happened was when Pastor Don accidentally said damn during a sermon and it made the front page, clicking publish on Amazon KDP for the first real book written by Jazz Feroz that exploded my career, and of course, the streaking incident that made me go viral on TikTok. All of these were decisions orchestrated by Harper, incited by the acronym WWJFD. Harper raises a brow. What do you have to lose, honey? I open my mouth to answer but immediately slam it shut. She's right, what do I have to lose? My relationship is over, as fulfilling as it is, my day job is as exciting as White Crane, and I have a grand total of one friend. The only time I ever feel a surge of excitement, a smidge of purpose, is when I'm writing as Jazz Feroz. I take a shaky breath. Something stirs within me, a switch flips. Jasmine Bennett is sweet, innocent, plays it safe. She sits through brunch even after getting dumped like day-old Chinese food. Maybe tonight, I don't want to be Jasmine Bennett. Maybe I want to be fierce and bold, I want to be Jazz Feroz. As if the universe can read my mind, as if it agrees, the air shifts around us. My skin tingles, and I glance up just as he walks in. Tall, polished, controlled. He's wearing a black tailored suit, like that's the one thing he was put on this earth to do. His hair is swept back with just enough precision to make you wonder what he'd look like at 2 a.m. But what really gets me is his skin tone. An effortless, warm honey brown that makes me want to do things to him. Bad things. Dirty things. He moves through the room like he owns the space, and it bends around him like it knows he's the most magnetic thing in it. There's a quiet storm about him, one that promises breathtaking ruin if you're ever lucky or foolish enough to be caught in it. Harper's gaze follows my line of sight, and she smirks. What would Jazz Feroz do? My pulse kicks up. Jazz wouldn't sit here and mourn a man who thought quoting Fight Club made him philosophical. Jazz wouldn't hide in beige cardigans and long skirts, waiting for life to happen to her. Jazz would see something she likes and take it. Jazz would stand. So I do. I straighten my dress, trying to pull it past my ass like it will miraculously lengthen. I adjust my posture and square my shoulders like I've just been crowned. Harper grins, watching the transformation. Have fun, Jazz. She winks. I shoot her a wishmilluck smile before turning away. And then I walk. Across the room. Toward the storm. He's seated at the bar, staring at his untouched drink, when I stop beside him and lean against the marble surface. He looks over, one brow arched. Dark eyes. Guarded. Reserved. Like I've interrupted a private moment he wasn't planning to share. I can tell immediately he's not here to be approached. He's not here to flirt, or mingle, or entertain. He's nursing a dark drink and a darker mood, and whatever storm he walked in with, it hasn't passed. But something in his gaze flickers, just for a second, when he sees me. I've thought long and hard about it, I say, coolly, my voice dropping lower than its usual cadence, and yes, you can buy me a drink. For a beat, he says nothing. Just blinks once, like I've surprised him. His eyes scan me, not in a leering way, but like he's trying to make sense of what I'm doing here, why I've dared to talk to him. Then, finally, his lips twitch. Not quite a smile. Not quite not. I don't recall offering. The way he says it, measured, smooth, carries a subtle something that intrigues me. The way the R lingers. A trace of an accent, barely there, but noticeable if you're listening. Latin American, maybe. Fuck. As if he needed to get any sexier. You didn't, I say, eyeing him in a way I hope to God is alluring. He really is absolutely gorgeous. He makes Tyler look like the hunchback of Notre Dame. But I've had a long day. And you look like the kind of man who wouldn't mind funding a stranger's temporary escape. His brow arches higher. I can see the conflict playing in his eyes. He's not sold on this interaction, but curiosity is pulling at him. Maybe it's Jazz's sultry voice, or the dress, or the fact that I'm standing here uninvited, completely unbothered, or at least, pretending to be. What would it be then, he asks, his voice as low as mine. I let my lips pull into a victorious smirk. Espresso martini. He glances at the bartender and nods once. Seconds later, a martini glass slides into view. I pick it up and gently clink it against his. Cheers to mutual bad moods. That earns me the ghost of a smile. The first crack in his perfectly unreadable face. You're not from here, he says, more observation than question. I tilt my head. How can you tell? You've got a different kind of edge, he says, then takes another sip. Doesn't read Manhattan. I arch a brow. Is that a compliment? Depends on what comes next. I smirk, a thrill running through me at the thought that there's a next. Guess we'll both find out. A beat of silence. This isn't flirtation, not yet. It's something quieter. A cautious standoff. He's still half in his own world, but I've shifted something, nudged a door open. It's up to him now to decide if he wants to swing it wide. I study him. You're not from Manhattan either, are you? He looks at me over the rim of his glass. What gave me away? I bite my lower lip. Your skin tone. The accent. It's faint, but I wink enough to make a girl curious. He pauses, just a beat, his eyes darting to my lips, and gives the slightest shrug. Colombia. I smile. Minnesota. His brow arches ever so slightly, and he studies me with renewed interest. What's your name? I pause. My heart stumbles. Jasmine would backpedal, blush, apologize. This is already too much for her timid heart. But I didn't come here as Jasmine. I didn't come here to play it safe or hesitate. So I force my heart to steady and my nerves to ease. Jazz, I say, letting my lips curl. Jazz Feroz. And just like that, Jazz Feroz is no longer fiction. She's flesh and flame, danger wrapped in a killer dress, and she just walked into the eye of the fucking storm.